mimi nikuchapia hata tuchangie. It's not like okay. Sasa najua hizo vitu mimi sijui, and that I want to listen. Okay, so welcome good people. Nipigie story ya Korea.
Okay, Mr. Jackson.
Yes.
So recently I used to watch YouTube. I watch YouTube a lot, and most of my
pia itakuwa live YouTube.
It's okay. It's okay. Most of my content as a video now watch it's about how plane crash and how the investigative bodies how they conduct their investigations
after your incidents.
Thank you for that.
Welcome.
So there was one incident actually that it got me thinking. So there's this plane. I don't want to speculate much about it, and investigation showed that there was some crash. The crash that happened, it was about pilot mistakes. So these pilot mistakes were based on culture. So this culture, sadly to say, there was this captain in the pilot system configuration. There's a captain, there's a first officer, and there's a flight engineer. So this airplane was a cargo airplane transporting goods from this place to this place, from point A to B, to deliver goods. You know, this is a way of making money for some countries with stable airlines. Kama huko kwetu tunaumia na Kenya
kila wakati kuna losses.
Anyway, not my main point. Exactly. So this airplane it crashed, and some of the goods they all perished because of a very staggering something.
Also,
let me call it.
Did we lose the phone, guys?
Yeah, all of them they died. So this problem could have been avoided when the plane was actually crashing. There are some warning signs that usually appear on the cockpit of the plane and stuff. That is how when I was watching the video, I was watching these things. So apparently when this plane was crashing or was about to crash and everything, there was warning signs and everything. But now this captain, because he's the captain, no one can speak to him because he's the captain. Now the first officer cannot say, Mr. Captain, this thing, or the captain, this thing is wrong. You're not supposed to do this. Let's make some adjustments to this and this so that we can handle the plane and let it crash, or maybe have a safe landing somewhere. But now since the first officer cannot speak up to the captain, also the flight engineer, he doesn't have any kind of authority. So it brought me to this culture scam. Let me call it a scam.
Yes.
And sadly it's one of the things that it's disturbing in our own home country. Saizi, as we speak, we are still trying to fight FGM. Kweli wangu. Kweli. Wasichana wetu manzee wanaenda kukatwa clit. Wanaenda kukatwa clit alafu wanashonwa huku man. So I'm like,
this is very that here even hit direct to me because I know very close people to me wamefanya hizo.
It's the most painful thing actually, Jackson, by the way. It's the worst thing. And it's the worst kind of form of brainwash that's happening now, that it's so abnormal. Society yetu manzi hata sielewi vile, yani bado tunaweza kuwa tumekwama kwa culture and stuff.
Unajua, let me cut you short. Unajua it's too far brainwash such that them wanna feel like asipofanywa hivyo some families. They make it look like if a lady, yani huyu msichana mwenyewe anataka kuwili, anaweza kutoka hata kwao aenda fanywa hata kwa shosho yake because kuna hizo sijui ni stereotypes like usipofanywa hivyo hautakuwa si dem,
you're not a woman, you're not
bad. Unajua kuna some
cultural let me call them cultural beliefs because they are things that are meant. Now sadly enough these things begin from way back, from even our ancestors wetu wenye wajazaliwa hata tu western kama walikuwa wamezaliwa at that time. But they were, let me say, dumb or foolish enough to like not question like as to why is this thing right or wrong. Mimi, let me say, if I was that first officer, that meaning ningepiga mzee mangumi kwanza because this is my life. Indake ki crash kama sijaisaidia vile imesaidia, maybe my opinions will have worked in a different way to avoid hiyo situation yote ufala. Okay, let's go back home. This lady mwenye ataenda wafanye hiyo painful stuff, there's the lady to act, there's the mother who needs to act also, and the father. These are actually I blame the parents mostly because they are our protectors. Hawa ni watu wanafaa waseme this is my child, I have to look out for the future of this girl, I have to look out for the future of this girl. If my daughter gets ruined by this, mtoto atarudi kwangu because me I'm the initial and only protector. Hiyo ni, it's not biblical, it's by nature.
By nature and
hiyo
something you have to protect it. Hata simu yako wewe ndio unaiangalia.
Yes, ndio vile iangalia. Yes, exactly. You mean me ni
yours. Yeah.
So but by nature, by blood or by nini, hiyo unafaa uangalie mtoto wako. Ufai kufanya kitu yote. That's your duty, that's your responsibility, that's your obligation. But ujikute wewe unakubali msichana wako aende afanye hiyo ufala. That's the worst form of hypocrisy, or I don't know what to call it.
You know one of the reasons
this culture
should stop. One of the reasons wanasema ati mbona wasichana wafanye FGM ni ati ndio watulie wasome. Unajua hivyo ndio tulikuwa tunaambiwa tukiwa young.
Unasoma aje kama uko
na hizo hit as in hiyo inaitwa sexual urge. But okay, if inasaidia up to that point, but okay, when you will need it, okay, nimeshasoma, niko na degree, niko na bwana, so mtanirudishia. Unajua hizo ndio exactly. So I want now I need it. Yeah.
Utarudisha hizo homo,
utanirudishia hiyo kitu juu already ushakata na ukatupa. Yeah, you know, it's I
mostly blame, that's what I'm saying. I mostly blame the parents actually, because they're the ones with the experience. Huyu mama mwenye amepeleka mtoto wake msichana, she has gone through it most likely, but she cannot think beyond the culture that's so controlling. She cannot think beyond it and say, I think for me I went through this and for me I didn't feel it's right. I cannot. She should stand by herself and say, I cannot let my daughter, because for this daughter, if she stands by her aseme msichana wangu mimi utapitia hivi. Juu mimi nimeumia. Mimi nishaumia. Time yangu imeisha. Yeah. I don't want you to go through the same thing. This daughter will stand for her next.
Yes. Na itakuwa imechange.
Na ita-change. Imagine.
Uliona news kuna wenye walikuwa wakishakatwa wanakalisho sijui ama ni wewe kuna nisho. Wanakalisho mawe moto so that thing. What the hell, man? This is torture. Umse amekosea nini wande na kuna mtesa.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I feel like whoever invented culture, that was the greatest scamist. Watu wanasema crypto pia ni scam, but I feel
we will talk about crypto.
Okay.
So this I feel let me rewind you back to mali ulianzia. So who captain?
This captain.
So what was like alikuwa captain, alikuwa elderly ni Mkorea ama?
So
Mkorea ama Japan.
Okay, let me just say this story of the airplane crashing, it was a Korean cargo.
So what is it about the Korean, like when someone is above you or for you kumwambia anything?
Exactly, this is the culture that is built
not only on planes but I mean almost everywhere, like home, any place.
Even the father there, they consider the father is like
the wise,
that is the person who is supposed to
talk first and last,
decision maker and stuff. You see, same applies with someone with your greater appointment or rank
in terms of work.
And the worst thing is, kwa hii country, they also, the problem is this country was sanctioned long time ago, but they found a way to survive. But now the problem is they don't have much to do, such that most of the society, they're into the army ama vitu tu za kufanya hiyo country grow, yani in terms of weapons and sijui nini. Hiyo tu ndo form wamejikuta, yani wanaweza fanya ndio wajulikane maybe their country, which is ni washenzi wakiachwa uncontrolled, watakuwa fala, they might do stuff, watatumesi. So now the problem is with this kind of form power or nini, they do stuff zenye sipo. That's why you found the president was doing nuclear tests.
Yeah. Ule mzee
uncontrollably and him lose sana, exactly. But
ule ni kama
utablame nani? Utablame nani?
The society, the culture, vile wako yani, vile wako.
I don't think so. You know, actually, if it's just like the way you told me before, you told me like if you starve someone, if you starve someone for like a week, a month, in a cell, umweke chakula hapo nje na umweke kifungu, atachukua nini kwanza?
Atachukua chakula.
Exactly.
There's no balance between the need and the want.
Exactly.
What do you need? What do you want?
Exactly. So
but
these
for
people,
now, they need food, but they want freedom as well. So they will.
But they were starved. They were starved so much. These sanctions means like you don't have to use the dollar in any way. And you know the dollar right now, hiyo kitu hiyo ndio pesa unatumia kubuy vitu international. That's the worst thing. So if you get sanctioned, that means you don't get to use the dollar. And the worst thing is we have so many superpowers that they are allies to the United States, such that if you use the dollar, I say most likely juu uko sanction now na hataki kuharibu hiyo ubeshte na state, watasema haufai kutumia hata pesa yetu pia, si hataki kuharibu ubeshte yetu. So you end up with no currency to use to buy anything for yourself. So they felt like, okay, acha tukue wajanja basi, we are going to create nuclear, tutengeza ma ICBM, tutengeza ma sijui nini, tutengeza sijui what. That's why you find them now, they are a threat. Na sasa this is the problem we get now. You can imagine they are a threat already now. Sasa uongeze hiyo toxicity yenye wako nayo ya kuwa sanction, uongeze pia culture yenye already wamesha grow nayo. These people are going to be mental. Yani watakuwa wachizi zaidi. Watakuwa wachizi zaidi sasa.
Wataka tu haribu.
Sai mtoi akizaliwa boy, maybe boy, atagrow kujua mzae ndo kusema. Haezi hata sema kitu yote. Na yeye ata expect akikuwa mkubwa mtoto wake ata do the same thing.
Yes, na unajua wanasema in terms of human nature, wanasema studies, when you like you suppress mtoi sana in terms of kumpea love ama kumpea freedom of choice, unapata huyu mse akiwa msembiki. These are the kind of people that can be narcissist, unajua, like wa toxic. Like mse akipata kacheo kadogo anataka ajue mimi ndio kusema kwa kampuni,
mimi ndio kusema.
Unacheki kwa nini
kusema ufai kusema
akiwa myangu,
and that is
unacheki alikuwa babaka akiingia hivi chini ya meza, so akikuja realize kumbe wasa wananisikiza this time round, yani akikuwa tu na samu watu wanaweza msikiza, ana misuse hiyo place.
Usijika uliona ile mimi ya jogo yenyewe anatembea hivi. Sasa ndio msata kwa hivyo sasa,
ndio why, because ana realize
amepewa tu,
kumbe
amepewa tu ka freedom kadogo,
kumbe wasa wanaweza msikiza, anafikia hiyo point. That is the problem with
but hii culture pia kuna vile yani, okay, maybe it makes people disciplined, but I think it does more damage than it does good.
Some cultures zenye zina kama FGM na
FGM ilibidi issue.
Hiyo ni issue, but still kuna place in happen Kenya, unajua hiyo.
Ziko hawajaimaliza, hawajaeradicate kabisa, but as of now I feel they have done
a good chunk of the country go.
They have made
the good thing about kwanza hii nini rural urban migration ina change some of this kind of culture. Unapata mzee akiwa Nairobi ako less likely to undergo hizo vitu kuliko mzee wako ushago ndani patana na hii kiso.
That is what I'm bringing into the bracket. You know, this culture, you know, we are looking for those people who are culturally anyway, these people who are culturally prone to be exposed to these rules that they don't even add any form of value into maybe advancing to your life in terms of respect, in terms of being free, liberty, that is liberty, or never same adjective ingine. Mostly I think those are the two main, because with having liberty you get to do most of the things in terms of being creative, kama unataka kufanya sijui nini, because hii culture hii yenye inafanya suppressigiwa say sana. You might find someone who's very talented, like let's me just say the women who are affected by this culture thing. Most of them, they're very sharp, huku wako talented, wanajua kusoma yani. They can read, they can make some of them, they can be very talented tailors. Kuna wengine wanajua kusoma, they can be very
anaweza kuwa hata musical producer.
But now the problem is this culture. Mtu anaambia ude manze, wewe ni dem manze, ujukui wewe unafaa kuwa wife material tu, kazi yako ni ku reproduce stuff. Unafaa kwa nyumba uangalie watoto. So I feel this